First of all, we would like to pay our respect to the teachers, coaches, judges, and the audience. My name is Meatophum, Li Ching, Kanya, and Mr. Chuan. We are the press group, and our topic is about depression. As you can see in this picture, everything goes black. And what does black mean? Although depression means that it is the mental illness, it is serious and common. Also, it destroys the way you think, how you act, and how you feel about yourself. In order to fill your curiosity hat with our detail, we need to get through 3 questions. And the first one is what causes depression. The second one is what are the stages and symptoms. Also, the third one is how do we cure depression. Let's give it to Mr. Chor, who's going to tell you about the causes.
Hello everyone. As Meatophum said that I come here to tell you about what causes depression. So let's start. There are many reasons that cause depression, but if you look in a short way, there are 2 main of it. It's inside and outside. So let's go to inside. When something tragedy or unacceptable happens, it will leave a painful mark on the people, either physically or emotionally. It happens when people start to get haunted by their memory or their past. In this picture, this boy has been haunted by his past and scared it all every activity that he did. They start to feel regret and stressed and sad at the same time. They stand themselves from everyone, keep feeling lonely, and feel insecure, and stay in social media longer and longer. And sooner or later, they will get depressed. Some of them may even choose to use drugs, but in some circumstances, people with depression are really socialized. They go to gym every day, they have loads of men and supportive family, but they still in depressed. How can that happen? Actually, depression is not easy. In the meantime, an extrovert can be overthinking by just a little problem. Being extrovert means you're really friendly, you're a chilly person, you're not good at talking, you're worried out. You do not misunderstand, but just because you doesn't talk about your problem, it doesn't mean you already solved it. In the end, you will be a victim of depression without even knowing. So, aside from it, what about outside? When sometimes it doesn't being a person fall for being depressed, because there are many harmful things out there waiting to harm your feelings. Being abused, either physical, sexual, or emotional, is dangerous for people to deal with it. It often starts out with discrimination, such as racism or sexism. Aside from it are just some crimes. In this picture, we see a girl with a type of a mouth. Right? If you tell anyone, it means that she was being raped by a person and they want her not to tell anyone. If she tells them, she's dying. In another hand, it's because of they have been left alone for too long that make them feel lonely and scared of the outside world, so they stay in the dark. Depression is really serious condition, and also happens because of you lose someone that you love, like your family or your friend. When your family or your friend pass away, you will start to feel that you are really quiet, and the world is also quiet to you. And then you will stay alone and doesn't want to talk to another. But losing only one person, it doesn't enough to bring you depression. How about you lose more than one person in just a short time, leaving you here in this cold world, no one to comfort you, no one to cheer you up? It's hard even just to imagine. People with this condition are really painful, and it's hard to help them from the depression. At the last, you already know about what causes depression, because it happens around you, including inside and outside you. So you need to know about the symptoms and also the stages of depression that my teammate Jing will tell you more about it.
Thank you, Chuang. Just like you say, today I come here to show you about the stages of depression. According to our research, there are 5 steps when we get depressed. Here are they. First, denial and isolation. This one is the basic one. Not many people know that they have depression at that time. It is not serious, just a sudden sadness. Just like these pictures, this woman is really sadness. While it seems so hard to ignore or get over, it is also very easily treated. People often get their heads back up once they know how to solve the illness. But some may not be able to do it. Like they don't even know they have depression. That's what leads them to the second state, anger. Once you go through the denial, anger starts coming to you. That happens when you realize you're in depression. You start to feel uneasy, wonder why you can be happy and why on earth that happened to you. It is simple that people turn their sadness into anger. Like this man, he looked really angry. But let's focus on his eye. His eyes show you a lot of sadness. Moreover, you will see the world in a cruel way, then start holding grudges over everything that has happened to you, and everyone who has done all of them. Third, bargaining. As the illness progresses, the depression begins to take a place in your life. It tells you horrible things, whether it's true or not. It often makes up fake story to scare or worry you. Just like this one. It has a black shadow behind a girl and tell her like, you're not good enough. Everyone hates you so much. Why should they care about you anyway? You are nothing but a disgrace to them. Soon they will disown you. Something like that. It doesn't mean you can't fight back. The problem is you don't. You let it control you. Why? Because in the state you already think that depression is your real friend. Fourth, depression. In this state of depression, you sure feel lost in the darkness and even forget how happy feels like. That's happened when you realize you're in depression. It will have debilitating thoughts, further perpetuating the depression, which make you become increasingly desperate and alone. 5. Acceptance. At this point, you finally feel more real. You accept that you're depressed yet wonder at the same time. You ask yourself many questions just like you did in the second state. But the difference is that this time you can find the answers and help yourself. For example, why is this happening to me? You would answer yourself like, because I am having depression. I need to get myself out of here. I need help. Just like these pictures, this woman felt in the depth of depression. She tried so hard to get out of the illness, but and she can overcome it easily. And then she will find light for herself again. So that is all of my point. I hope you guys know more clear about the stages of depression. So let's move on to my teammate Kenya to tell you about the symptoms and preventions of depression.
Thank you, Liting. So now it is my time to show off you about the symptoms and prevention of the depression. As we have known about the stages of depression, these are some of the symptoms that we get from the stages. Feeling of sadness, tearfulness, emptiness, or hopelessness, angry outbursts, irritability, or frustration even over small matters. Loss of interest or pleasure in most or normal activities such as hobby or sport that used to be enjoyable. Sleep disturbance including insomnia or sleeping too much. Tiredness or lack of energy, so even small tasks take extra effort, your whole body may feel heavy, and even small tasks are exhausting and take longer to complete. Trouble thinking, difficulty concentrating, making decisions and remembering things. Anxiety, agitation, or restlessness. Reduced appetite and weight loss or increased craving food forgetting. Unexplained physical problems such as headache or back pain, often thinking of death and suicide. For many people with depression, symptoms are usually serious enough problem on the day-to-day activities such as school, work, social activities, and relationship with others. Some people may feel generally miserable or unhappy without really knowing why. There is no way to prevent depression, but all of you can take good care of yourself, get enough sleep, eat well, and do exercise regularly. Take steps to control stress and boost your self-esteem. Reach out to family and friends when times get hard. Get help if you think you are depressed. If you wait, it could get worse. Don't make a big life decision on the day when you're feeling down. Avoid alcohol. It may seem like this make you feel better, but they can actually make it harder to treat your depression. Now let's move on to the last question that my teammate Meatophum will tell all of you about the truth of depression.
Okay, thank you. I take responsibility for how do we cure depression. According to Ms. Li, she said that once people reach the 5th point of depression, they're going to be okay. But sometimes something can't be just as you expect it to be. What if people get stuck in the 3rd or the 4th point? So according to our researchers, we have come up with another 3 main points that is going to be helpful. So let's start with going to psychiatrist. As you can see in this picture, there are 2 men talking. The one is giving problem and the other one is giving advice. What does this really mean? Okay, this is the first thing that you have to think of when you know that you are having depression. Having depression means that you are having a lot of problems hanging in your head. But if you talk to the wrong people, they're not great listeners. I suggest going to psychiatrists. Why? Because they have a lot of experience in their job, they understand you well, and they can give you the right advice and medical careness. But anyways, if we rely only on the medical careness, we can't help yourself if you don't help yourself. So we have another 2 points that is naturally but effectively. Let's go with doing exercises. When you talk about doing exercises, you may think about the fat people or the person who wants to get the nice abs or having a nice body. But if we talk about depression, doing exercise helps you a lot. For example, you may for a job for an hour. When you come back, how do you feel? Tired? And after you are tired, how do you feel? Great, because you feel like you have done something great to your body and you feel like you are getting fit. Let's talking about physically. How about emotionally? Emotionally, it is nothing else besides doing meditation. Okay, what is meditation? Meditation is an act of being relaxed and not overthinking. Once you meditate, you feel relaxed. And when you are relaxed, you are not stressed. And when you are not stressed, you are no longer in depression. How about the third and the last one? It is seeking the meaning of life. What is life? L-I-F-E has its meaning, has what it stands for. According to what I've learned with Mr. Sabol, he told me that life, living in fear every day. So I come to think of it. What is living in fear every day? Living in fear every day means that you have to live a good life. And because living in your good life is the greatest thing that happened to you. You are born in this world is the best thing ever. So you need to be happy. When you feel like the world is abandoning you, you just sit here crying in a corner. And how do you feel else? In the meantime, take time to think about yourself, about what you were made of, your inspirations, and your goal. And if you don't have one, set one for yourself. After thinking about them, ask yourself, do I want to make them proud? Do I want to achieve my goal? And if your answer is yes, then get up. I know it takes time, but don't take all of your time either. It's going to be hard, but I think you should do it. Whenever life may seem hard, you also can do one thing and achieve at it. And come to our end, we have known about what depression is and the solution, also what causes. Thank you for paying attention and wish you luck.
Cho